Well, hello. We got some nice little sun glares. Gonna be an interesting video. But the long-awaited, I don't know if it's long-awaited. Hopefully the sun glare right here isn't too bad. I don't really want to sit in the shade because it is chilly in the shade, and it's really nice in the sun. So hopefully the quality of this video doesn't suck butt, because then I'm gonna want to redo it all. This is going to be part 2 of all the CW shows, so very excited about that. I don't have too much time. I have like maybe 15 minutes to get through all of this because I do have to be somewhere for a photo shoot. So we're just gonna hop right in, go watch part 1. The originals aired in 2013. I didn't ever really watch the show that much. Actually, what made me start watching it was the beginning or middle of season 3. I saw like Klaus and Camille get together, and I watched a bunch of their like ship videos, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give this show a chance. I think I saw like Davina and Cole videos, and so I was like, hey, Davina and Cole, I like them. Now Klaus and Camille, I'm rooting for them OTP, so I'll start watching. She gets turned into a vampire, and then she gets killed off the show. Literally like that. And so I was like, no, I'm done. You literally killed off the reason why I wanted to start watching this. So that's basically the extent of like my investment in the show, is fan videos and like an episode or two. I didn't really ever love Haley, but you know, good for her for getting with Elijah. I didn't really care for Elijah either. I think she ended up dying or something like that. And then I watched 1 or 2 fan videos of Rebecca and not Marcel. Whatever, you know. I know there's another spinoff called Legacies of Hope, Klaus, and Haley's child. So just like a spinoff of a spinoff. It's way too many spinoffs. Spinning off the table. So the Tomorrow People, I only saw trailers for. I never watched fan videos, I never saw clips. I think it's about time travel. I'm not sure. Something futuresque. Moving on. Rain. I love period pieces and I love history. I think this was either the year. Yeah, this was the year that I took European AP Euro history, and so I was super stoked that I was like learning about Mary Queen of Scots. Obviously the show is very historically inaccurate. Well, the costumes for one are like strapless. But then also the storyline, Francis and Mary's storyline is like totally off base. And I think the character Bash doesn't even exist. And Princess Claudia is like way younger. So very interesting. I shipped Mary and Bash very briefly because they had very like Damon I can't say words, Damon and Elena vibes, but I really do love her with Francis, and their fan videos are so sad and heartbreaking. They had so much angst and back and forth, but also like really cute moments. And then I really liked Laeth and Greyer in season 1, but then they kind of like ruined them, and then Claudia came in, and I was like OTP stan for Claudia and Laeth, and of course they ruined them as well. So yeah, I think I dipped out the beginning of season 2, and then I think I watched some of season 3, or at least Claudia and Laeth's clips. Then obviously, you know, like she gets beheaded at the end, and Queen Elizabeth comes in. It's like, I feel like it's a campy show for period dramas, or like it's trying to be like a Vampire Diaries and a Gossip Girl meets the 1500s. I feel like that's a very good representation of the vibes. Star-Crossed came out, and I was so obsessed with this show that in April I went to Anaheim Comic-Con, or Anaheim Con, whatever they called it, and I went literally just for their panel. That's the only reason why I went. That's why I bought tickets. That's why I drove there with my friend Rachel at the time. I was probably, well, I didn't drive. I think our parents dropped us off because I couldn't drive then. Yeah, I couldn't drive then. But anywho, we got dropped off just to go to that, and I was this close to meeting Amy Teagarden the main actress in this, and literally standing there, and then her publicist or her manager, whoever it was like, we have to go now. And of course, I'm not rude. I'm not gonna be like, but wait, like, can I just grab a quick picture? So, missed opportunity right there. I really liked Amy Teagarden in Prom, I'm pretty sure is what it's called. It's that like 2010 or 2011 movie. And then she was also in Friday Night Lights, and then Matt Lautner was also in 90210. I just love the whole alien theme. It just felt very star-crossed lovers, Romeo and Juliet. I also really like the supporting characters and their romances as well. And then the same guy that was in 9 Lives of Chloe King is also in this one, and he's like the rejected love interest. Like in both ones, he like starts out as like the love interest, but then quickly gets rejected because of like the main OTP. So kind of feel bad for him, but not really, because I don't like him as an actor, like his acting style or character, like typecast. But yeah, I only got 1 season. It ended on like a crazy cliffhanger. I thought it was a good first season. I mean, it's not the best show ever, but if you want like a fun teen show about aliens, then go watch it and enjoy the one and only season that there is. It's not that much of an investment. I have not watched it since, but I definitely was like into all the fandom stuff, and I loved like literally all the actors, because the girl that played Anna on Vampire Diaries, I can't speak. Vampire Diaries was in it, and then I think the guy that was in Secret Life of American Teenager was in it, and yeah, I really loved all the like the 3 main couples. So, The 100 is a show about the future and living in space and then coming back to Earth, and it has very like Maze Runner, Hunger Games vibes. I never watched it, not one single episode. I think at that time in my life, I wasn't into like that sort of like violence and hardcore heavy stuff. So I know a lot of people like Bellamy and Clark together, the blonde girl and like the tall dark-haired guy. I think I watched a couple of their fan videos, and there's like a girl named Olivia, I think, as well. I think the 2 main characters dated in real life, and I know it was very popular. It went on for like 5 seasons. I just never watched it, so oh well. Jane the Virgin. I came into this show late. I came in and I came because of Michael. I love Jane and Michael. I saw a fan video or something. This was before season 3, and I think it was like right after they got married, or did they get married? I think it was right after they got married, or were going to get married. I remember the snow globe like crashed, and then he like almost died, but he didn't. I just love them from the beginning. I know there's a lot of Raphael shippers out there. Whatever. Jane and Michael all the way. Soulmates, best friends. I hate that they brought his character back to have amnesia and like ruin them just so she could like be like, I'm choosing Raphael. It's like, no, if you're gonna kill off Michael, let him be dead. I know this is a soap opera, but like don't diminish what Jane and Michael had to like boost up this other couple. To me, that's a cheap writing device. You don't need to do that if you have a good ship. Just saying. I also loved her parents in the show. Really fun. Very like, I think the word's gregarious. That's a fancy SAT word for you. Yeah, so I think that's it that I have to say about that show. I stopped watching when Michael died, but I did kind of like, you know, hear things through the grapevine. iZombie, I never watched. I know the guy from One Tree Hill, who played Clay, is in it. Not really into like zombie stuff, so I didn't even give it a chance. The Messengers, never heard of. Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, I have heard of, never watched. Containment, briefly heard of, not really. I think this is when I stopped watching. Yeah, this is when I stopped watching the CW. Frequency, never heard of. Supergirl, I was never really into superheroes. Same with like Valor, Black Lightning, Life Sentence, Pandora, Katie Keene, The Republic of Sarah. Literally didn't watch any of that. So I think that is it that I have to say. This is going to be a pretty quick video compared to the last one that was like 25 minutes long. But I'll look at current programming. So The Flash is still on. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I guess I'll talk about some of the current programming that haven't ended yet. So The Flash, I like saw again like fan videos and stuff like that. I liked The Flash with Danielle Panabaker together. They're my ship, but whatever. I know Tom Felton had like a little stint in that, but I just love Danielle Panabaker. So, oh wow, the sun's going behind a cloud, making the land a little better. So I watched a couple scenes and clips for her alone. I just don't think that Iris and the Flash had chemistry. In my opinion, it just like didn't have that spark. It had very like Felicity and Oliver vibes, where Danielle Panabaker had very much like Laurel and Oliver vibes. So I was shipping them. Legends of Tomorrow, again, like a, I think it's a time travel show, question mark. And I never watched it, but maybe I should because I like time travel. Riverdale, Literally Hyde. I watched season 1 and I watched like half of season 2. Season 1 I watched with my friends in college. We'd like have a little dorm night, and I think it aired on like Thursdays or something like that, and we mostly didn't have class on Fridays, so we'd make like a little night of it and watch it and talk about it and all that stuff. And season 1 was very good for what it was. Like, it was very campy and mystery. It knew what it was in its genre, and it was serving. It was doing what it was supposed to do. And season 2, you could tell they had no plan, because season 1 had like a contained story arc. And they tried to set up a cliffhanger, but it just didn't deliver. Season 1 only had like 13 episodes, so it was very contained, and it delivered what it was supposed to do. And then season 2 fell flat. It had 22 episodes. There was so much filler, so much random nonsense. And it just got even crazier and crazier after that. As from what I'm hearing, I would watch like little funny review videos recapping seasons, and it's just cringe. They look like, the writers make it look like they were high while watching, or not watching, while writing the show. And you can tell the actors in interviews are like not about it. They're like, what are they doing? But they're in contract, and I think they're on like 5 or 6 seasons at this point, which is kind of insane. But you know, it launched all of their careers. They were nobodies before this, except for Cole. But other than him, he hadn't even acted in like, what, 5-10 years at that point. So, yeah, we'll move on from that. I guess what I'll say is Betty and Jughead I really loved at the time because they were dating in real life. But like, I understand why people are Betty and Archie shippers, because they kind of set that up from the pilot. Dynasty, I only saw trailers for. Kind of feels like Gossip Girl 2.0, like rich people with rich people problems. All American, never heard of. Charmed, I know it's like a reboot, I think. So like, why is my question? Just like, come up with something original. Stop trying to feed off of nostalgia. Legacies, I think, is also like superhero sci-fi-esque. I don't know. Roswell, New York, again, reboot. And there's In the Dark, 2-sentence horror stories, Batwoman. Nancy Drew, I did see a couple fan videos recently of the Nancy Drew, whatever the main ship is. I literally don't know their names other than like Nancy, but yeah, they're like best friends or whatnot, and like, I think they got together recently, so good for them. I love Nancy Drew growing up. The movie with Emma Roberts in it was like my favorite. I should go rewatch it because that was serving my childhood dreams of like living in an old Hollywood mansion. Stargirl, never heard of. Walker, Superman and Lois, Kung Fu, Naomi, All American Homecoming, blah 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 blah. So we got through all of them. We got through the current ones, and we finished the former ones that were running. I think that the CW, in my opinion, has gone downhill, but at the same time, I'm no longer like a teenager fresh out of high school interested in their programming. So it kind of makes sense that like I'm just not the demographic anymore for them. But yeah, they kind of all fit like stereotypes. CW is known to like get actors that look way older than the characters they're playing. And they all have like a very similar vibe to them. yeah, that's it. That's all I really have to say. I have to go and like get ready and stuff like that. But I hope you guys have a great day. I hope the lighting wasn't too bad in this video that I like hate it and want to delete it. But I'll see you guys next time for another great fun video. Who knows what I'll be talking about, whatever the Lord puts on my heart. Probably something a little bit more serious because the past couple have just been very lighthearted, and I kind of feel like talking about something a little bit like deeper and more serious about like spiritual stuff. So maybe I'll get the courage to talk about singleness, but if not, then it will probably be Need to Breathe or photography. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!